G'day guys, my name is Mitchell and I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of my 23 single from FMC West this past weekend. This is overall PB by quite a lot for me. I'm not using DR or anything, this is all block building and insertions, so yeah, I just thought I'd run you guys through it. So I've got a few cubes here, scrambled at different states. We'll start with the actual scramble, and I guess I'll just jump right into it. So this is my working paper from the attempt. We start on the normal, and I found a 3 move 2x2x2. So that'll be using this pair that's already made, this white, blue, and orange pair connecting to this orange edge. So it'll be just an F prime, and then the B prime to put the associated piece into the middle layer there. And just a D2 to set up that 2x2x2. We also get this extra edge piece, so that's sort of important to note for later on. So normally in my solves I like to start with EO, but if there is a super easy like block that I can build, I normally go for that. So that's what I've built there. I've just done a 2x2x2, and then I swap to the inverse to do EO. So this is what happens when you swap back to the inverse. So we've still got our block that we previously made, and then I'm going to do EO on green front axis. So we've got 2 bad edges, one down here and one over here. So what I can actually do is put this in like sort of as a cross edge and chuck it down here while orientating both of them. So I do that on the inverse here with F prime. So to make this a good edge and these 3 bad, R2 to replace the now good edge with the bad edge, and then F again to make all of these edges good. So now we've got EO solved with green front, and importantly I've solved these 2 pieces here. You can see that. There you go. So this is sort of like a 2x2x3 that I've built here, just minus one corner. So I'm never really afraid to build stuff like this in my solves, because I know that I can just sort of fix it with insertions later on. So I thought that's a pretty good way to orient those edges. And then yeah, what I did from there was, we see this pair, this white, red and green pair. My next step is wanting to solve the last sort of cross piece, and I noticed if I did an R2 here to place this pair or this small block on the yellow face, this would become the yellow and red edge, and this would be the yellow, red and blue corner. So we swap back to the normal, and this is what we have from here. From here on out, everything else is done on the normal. So we're at this stage with this almost 2x2x3 and the pair that I was previously talking about that is now yellow instead of white. And we are here for 1, 2, 3, 7 moves. So this is a pretty good start. I could already tell that the attempt was going to be pretty successful. So again, if I just did an R2 here, I could solve this and the corner. But I actually want to solve this middle layer edge at the same time. So what I'm going to do is, it's over here. So I'm just going to do U2, bring it over here, and then R prime. And then I can solve this pair that we made before in relation to that, and then with a U2, and then another R2 to bring this down here. So now we sort of have F12 minus 1 plus minus this extra corner, and up the top we've actually started building some pretty good blocks. So I can actually solve all of the edges in 3 more moves, and since my last move was an R2, I can sort of just cancel straight in. So I don't know if you can see here on my paper, but I've written down R2 and then gone straight into an R. So that R2 goes straight into an R2. So these 2 edges are solved in relation to each other. I'm going to solve this one in relation to these 2, and then bring the red and green in with R, U prime, R prime, and then just finish off with a U prime. So I was definitely a little bit lucky with the way that this block sort of built itself in the top layer. But now we're sitting here with 5C in 14 moves. So I found this 11 minutes into the attempt. Actually wrote it down here on the piece of paper. Found in 11 minutes. If that's going to focus. There you go. Found in 11 minutes. So 14 moves to 5C. So if I didn't cancel anything from here, I'd be adding 16 moves, which would be a 30. My previous overall PB I got the day before at FMC East, which is a 28. So I thought it was pretty likely that I could beat my 28. Yeah, so obviously that did end up happening, but I'll run you through the insertions that I did from this. So these are all of the insertions. So because I mentioned I found this in 11 minutes, I sort of had 50 minutes to find like the most optimal cancellations. So also because the skeleton was so short, I could basically check in between each. I could check everywhere in the skeleton just because I had so much time. So much time that I was even looking at things where I had a D2 and a U2 next to each other. I'd swap them around to make U2 D2 and then recheck if any insertions worked. That didn't end up like giving me any fruits. However, I found like no cancel straight off the bat, so I could get 22 to 3C, and then I found one that cancelled, so 21 to 3C, and then I found one that cancelled 2, so I got 20 to 3C. So this is like, as soon as I got the 21, I knew I was guaranteed a 29 at least, and then the 3C to 20, I was guaranteed a 28, so I was already guaranteed to equal my PB and PR actually. And then out of nowhere, I found this 5-move cancellation, so that got me to 3C and 17. So as soon as I found that, I sort of started like realizing that this is going to be a crazy attempt. So this was going to guarantee me at least a 25 or better, which is pretty nuts. So let me just solve this cube. Okay, so the insertions here at number 10. So I'm going to use RNIS for this so you guys can see pretty clearly. Alright, so we're here. This is the point in the skeleton that I chose to do my cancellation. So you can see, here's my 14-move skeleton. If we focus, there we go. And we've inserted here at number 10 that I found. So the 3 moves that lead up to this is U prime, R prime, U. And you can see in the insertion it starts with U, R, U prime. So we're going to cancel the U prime and this U, the R prime and this R, and then the U prime and the U prime go together for a U2. And then at the end we've got nothing to cancel. We've just got L2, R2, so it doesn't cancel on that side. But we're looking here for the cancellation. And where are we looking at? So we're going to move this piece down to here, which won't solve it. However, we can interchange this piece to its solve position, which will be over here, and then this piece will come back and solve itself in the white, blue, red corner. So that'll look like this. L2 interchange, undo that, and L2 to finish. So we've got 3C here, 1, 2, 3C, and we've got that in 17 with all of those cancellations. I will just solve this. There we go. Right, cancellation number 2, or insertion number 2, I should say. So, here I've written down another timestamp actually. So that's 17 to 3C I found 30 minutes in. So it took me 19-ish minutes, just under 20 minutes to find that cancellation. So I had half an hour left to find my next cancellation. So I've done the skeleton and I've just tacked right on the end a pure insertion for 8 moves, no cancel. So I've got my 25. So if at any point I run out of time, I do have a safety here. It's weird to say that a 25 move solution could be a safety for someone that averages 32, 30, 31-ish. This is, absolutely crazy. Anyway, the second place that I checked in this whole skeleton let me cancel 2 moves, so that was over here, number 2 I found here. wait for that focus. So you can see just before number 2, skeleton has a U, and insertion here starts with the U prime. Doesn't cancel anything else, so get rid of both of those. 8 minus 2 for a 6 move insertion, and we got 23. I will show you this insertion now. Where we are, number 2. Again, I'll be using RNIS, so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see what's going on. Do the scramble here. Right, so this is the point at which I did my insertion. You can see here, yeah, we're going to start with a U prime, and the move in the skeleton is a U, so we're going to cancel that. We're going to move this green, yellow, orange piece over to its spot, and we're going to do that by solving the green, white, red piece into that position. So we start with U prime, B2, U, interchange with F2, U prime, B2, U, another F2 to solve it. And that cancels 2 moves, so we end up with a 23 move solution. So that was pretty crazy. That was the first solve in the final at FMC West 2024. I then went on and got a 29 in the second solve, which I was pretty happy with. And my overall goal for the weekend was a sub 30 mean, so I needed a 38 or better to get a 30 mean, and ended up just not being able to find anything. Safety like a 37, so I got a 29.67 mean, which ended up with me on the podium. So I was pretty happy with that. 29.67 mean, got 3rd place. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.